during his tenure as head of the Department of Justice. Mr. Holder dismissing the move as utterly meaningless. Here's a quote. "I have serious things that I have to engage in. That is how I'm going to be spending my time, and I'm not going to be devoting much attention to those kinds of things." Tamara Holder joins us, Fox News contributor. Michael Graham is a talk show host for Boston Herald Radio. Good to see you both. The second-ranking committee member of the House Judiciary Committee says that Holder misled them, i.e. lied, which in legal terms would be perjury, failed to provide documents, which in legal terms would be obstruction of justice. Both of those things were articles of impeachment for Bill Clinton. So, Michael, is this legitimate?
Well, I mean, there's the question of is it legally legitimate and the question of whether it's politically smart. And so, is there a case to be made? Sure. I mean, when Eric Holder said, I've never heard of anyone prosecuting a member of the press, and it turned out that not only had he heard of James Rosen being potentially prosecuted as a co-conspirator, but he also approved it personally. That was a little hinky. But remember, this is the same administration that told you if you liked your plan, you could keep your plan. So clearly they use a different definition of mislead, lying, and perjury. It was just an incorrect promise.
All right, it's not just fast and furious and failure to provide documents. And by the way, in the Fast and Furious, the House has voted to hold him in contempt. So that's part of the impeachment argument here. But I'm glad you mentioned the James Rosen thing. Here's what Eric Holder said about reporters. Take a listen.
With regard to the potential prosecution of the press for the disclosure of material, that is not something that I've ever been involved in, heard of, or would think would be a wise policy.
Well, that just wasn't true, Tamara. I mean, Holder had personally approved a search warrant of James Rosen as a co-conspirator in a national security leaks case.
Yeah, and I think that the American public definitely has a right to know answers, especially Benghazi. I mean, we just saw a couple of weeks ago that a guy's on TV lying about what he saw because there's such interest in the case. So I think that it's politically not smart to do all of these impeachment proceedings regarding so many different things. We have Benghazi, we have the Defense of Marriage Act, the IRS scandal, all of these different elements or these different cases. I think what the squeaky wheel needs to do is pick a battle and take it all the way. Like you said, they voted for contempt for Benghazi. Move forward with that. But it muddies the water when there are all of these complaints. And look, administrations, all of them, are deceptive to the American people, kind of lie, kind of don't. I'm not saying it's right.
Michael, one of the other reasons is he's failing to do his duty. He is not enforcing several different laws, same-sex marriage, prison sentences for certain drug crimes, pursuing the IRS for targeting conservatives. I mean, the Supreme Court has said that not only the president, but cabinet members may not choose to fail to enforce laws simply for policy reasons. So isn't that yet another ground?
Oh, no, absolutely. You can make the case. You can go to Congress. But look, here's the deal. Impeachment isn't going to happen. And I think it's annoying to the voters. What the voters can, the Republicans already have something. Eric Holder sucks. He's a horrible attorney general, one of the worst we've had in the modern era. When he said in the clip earlier, I'm going to go do important things. Like what? You have people giving out personal IRS information to their political enemies. That's Nixonian in its crime. I would say to the Republicans, keep beating the crap out of him politically. He's a great political gift. President Obama's never going to get rid of him. Congress is never going to impeach him. So use him for politics. I believe in politics.
Michael Graham, never short of glib words. Tamara Holder, thank you for being with us, both of you. Good to see you.
It's like the salty language show this morning here on America's Newsroom, right?